Hello comrades, the Honey Badger here with a new guide. This time we're gonna cover the ultimate storage facility for your city needs. But before that, let's understand why it's necessary with a very small demo. Let's assume that you want to build a gravel road in your city. The city is located more than 1 kilometer away from the border crossing. So let's build our gravel road over here. Let's build a small one firstly. Here we go. And start construction. Also, it will be auto-assigned theoretically because I didn't play with this. Here we go. Perfect, they already started going. So, we can see that this guy is carrying the excavator. Then there are two other open holes that will go to the border to gather the gravel from there. Let's speed up a bit the process. Here we go. This guy is carrying a measly 1.6 tons of gravel. The other guy will be almost full most likely, or full actually. And what I want to emphasize right now, this guy is occupying a border of space without it being needed to be like this. So he might block the entire traffic when we're dealing with multiple things at the same time. Now he's freely going to get the gravel to our gravel road. Here we go, and he's gonna go back. So, as you saw, one of the open holes were transporting a very small amount of resources to the gravel road. This is never a good idea, as the time it takes to get from the border over here is a lot. Now, let's see what happens if we're gonna build a huge gravel road this time. Let's go with one like this, and hopefully it's just one single road. Yes, here we go. And also we have other vehicles transporting, distributing items. Let's make this medium distribution office take stuff from the border and supply our stores with it. And let's make sure that the stores are not filled. Not yet fully filled. Perfect. Let's give them all destination building 70%. Now everything is going towards the border. Let's check how the border will look like soon. Quite a long time for them to arrive. Here we go. And we can see already blockages happening. Moreover, some of the vehicles will come with very low amount of resources back. It seems like everyone is filling up to the brim, apart from the refrigeration unit. So yeah, as you saw, there was a small blockage at the customs house. And this will go towards the city. It will always happen if you leave it like this. Vehicles will run with very low amount of stuff in it. And you're wasting fuel, you're wasting time at the customs, and there might be not enough resources in the shopping center for your citizens to be happy before they are going to escape. So what we're gonna do is pause the game at the moment, send everyone home for now. Perfect. Let's start the construction of our storage yard, which is located very close to the city. Basically, we have like 500 meters. So with what I like to start usually is with the train yard. Basically, what I want the end goal to be is to import everything I need with the trains. Also do the export in the future with trains, as it's more efficient than having trucks running around all the time. So I'm gonna start with a cargo train station. Best to use this one over here, the large one, as this offers the most space for you to play around when you're setting up your cargo station. Let's say I'm gonna place it around here. Now for the goods that we're gonna need for our city, I'm gonna place a warehouse over here. I'm trying to make it so it's as close as possible to the connection point so it can benefit directly from the train station itself. Good. The next thing would be steel and the other materials. Basically, we're gonna need steel, so the reconstruction of buildings is way simpler to do, and you don't need to bring materials from the border. Perfect. The last thing we're gonna need is a meat storage. This one is a bit trickier to set up because you need somehow to allow the road from the open storage to communicate with it. Let's see, I think I've accidentally placed it wrong. Yes, you see? Now I can't connect the road over here. Want to make sure that I can connect the road. Therefore, I'm gonna delete this one and replace it properly. Basically, I want to make sure that the road sticks on in the opposite direction. Good. Now let's fill in the road and make it as tight as possible on this way. And now let's place our meat storage. Let's switch it around. Perfect. And basically I want to bring it as far away as I can. There we go. Around here should be fine. Perfect. Now the last thing to place is our loading and unloading station for cargo. Usually I go with the road cargo that has 6 vehicles for loading and unloading, as this will distribute the workload quite nicely. And I'm going to pull it as far as possible from the meat storage. Perfect. Now let's place the other connection point to the warehouse over here. Here we go. And now with the road that I've built here, I'm going to build a very small bridge across the area. Here we go. Basically, you can use Q and E to raise or lower your bridge. I want to make sure that is as low as possible to take as few materials as possible. Perfect. Here we go. Let's confirm that part too. And all we need to do now is to build the asphalt roads that connect everything. For this, I'm just gonna use auto build, as it's a tutorial and we want to show off stuff rather than wait for stuff to be built. Here we go. And now let's also auto build the buildings. There we go. And bring up a power line. Cool. So this satisfies our need for steel, aluminium, prefab panels, bricks, boards, basically everything we need to construct buildings or to repair them. Also, it will satisfy the need for crops, for fabric, etc. And because we have 6 vehicles over here, will help with traffic fluidity. Moreover, because we have all of the road connections, our firehouse over here, the fire station, can cover all of the buildings. So in case something happens and the fire starts, everything can be extinguished pretty quickly. Good. Now, the last thing, if you had a keen eye, is that we are missing a place where we store gravel. No worries, that can also be done within this area. Let's get to aggregates, have a gravel storage, a small gravel storage over here, which will connect on this side. On unloading, we're gonna go for train aggregate unloading, and there's one which is very cheap to buy, this one. Here we go. And we can connect it here. Good. That's also connected to the road system. And the last touch would be to have the loading cargo for aggregates for trucks. Basically, this will speed up the loading of gravel on trucks. I've noticed that it's somewhere around 5 or 6 times faster. Here we go. And now everything is connected. Good. Now what we can do is have these guys use gravel from the truck loading station and everything else from the cargo road. Perfect. And let's copy this to the other construction office. Good. Let's finish off by building the rail. Now, you have 2 options. The first one is to buy high capacity vehicles like these dumpers and some covered hools and some open hools, and have them deliver. Firstly, let's refuel them. Here we go. And have them deliver materials from the warehouse directly to the depot here or the small aggregate storage over here. We're gonna tell them to load and on this side to unload. For starters, if you are playing on realistic mode, 30% unloading is perfectly fine. If we allow the trucks to move, we're gonna notice something super important. They will start gathering stuff that we don't need. For example, this dump truck is trying to transport whatever this is, bauxite I think, from the customs house to our small aggregate storage. This is not okay, because in this small aggregate storage we only need gravel for our building purposes. So what we can do is on the small aggregate storage we can tell it to store only gravel and nothing more. Moreover, the same thing is also viable for the open storages. We want to make sure that we limit the amount so we don't end up storing a full open storage of plastic waste. The way we can do this is, yes, by checking this checkbox and then reducing the amount from the useless stuff we don't need to bring. For example, the plastic waste, the uranium oxide, the wood, we don't care about it. The aluminium also, it's way too much aluminium to be imported, so we're gonna reduce it a bit more. Steel, it's perfectly fine how it is. Prefab panels the same, boards the same, everything else it's okay. So that's how we set up the open storage over here. For the other one, for the warehouse, in here we don't need crops at all, so we're gonna leave it on 0. We're gonna need chemicals for doing stuff with it, for example for purifying water, for creating fabric, etc. So chemicals we're gonna leave. Fabric we're gonna need for maintenance, therefore we're gonna leave it. Alcohol, the same, we're gonna need it for our city. Food, we need way more food than over here, so I'm gonna increase this one by a lot. Clothing, the same, we're gonna need clothes for our city, but 31 tons of clothes, it will be way too much, so we're gonna lower it a bit more to 13 tons. Electric components, again, you're not going to use that many electric components and mechanical components in your builds, therefore I'm reducing both of them. Plastics, the same, you're gonna use but not that much, again reduced. Electronics, no reason to have way too many electronics. And explosives, on explosives, for example, I've never demolished a building with explosives, therefore I'm going to lower it to a very minimum 4.6 tons. And there you go, this is my personal preference on warehouse setup. Moreover, you can also set up these values by not just clicking the plus and minus buttons, but clicking only one single area, and it will tell you exactly how much you're gonna leave. For example, over here you can see 100% left. So in here, if I set the explosives to 1%, you see now it's 99% and plus 1%. If I click on crops, it will still remain plus 1%. If I click on anything else, for example chemicals, it tells me that I can increase it to 14% with absolutely no issues. So let's do just that. Here we go. And these will remain the same each time I click them. After everything is done, I can confirm it, and there you go. Okay, now let's bring back the trucks and let's allow them to start again. Now they're gonna bring exactly what's needed. Let's purchase also more the refrigerated. There we go. And now let's go to the customs house and watch it closely. Now everyone will be filled up to the brim with resources. Here we go. This will be at maximum. This guy will also fill to the maximum. Please notice how much time it takes for this dumper to fully load. And let's follow him around to the location and let's see how much time it takes to unload. Here we go. And boom, he's unloaded. Because that's how the aggregate storage works. Basically everything gets dumped over here. There should have been a grill or something going underground, which then it would pick up the gravel and throw it on the ground over here. You also have this area which brings the gravel up to the loading station over here. So now let's repeat the same exact experiment again. Basically, let's create a gravel road over here and allow it to be manually built. Let's see who's the first dumper that will go. Let's check how much time it takes for these dumpers to be loaded compared to the dumper that was loaded directly from the customs warehouse. And boom, he's loaded. That's why we need over here a truck aggregate loading station. It's way faster to load. Actually, this guy was the one that was picking up gravel from the customs warehouse. Look how fast he got loaded. The same for this guy. And now they're gonna just drive for 500 meters instead of driving a very long way ahead. Let's check the border. As you can see, the traffic stabilized and it's no longer blocked over here because everyone is filling up to the maximum and then stopping because most likely the warehouses are full to the amount we specified in here. Now, let's reload the game and show you an even faster way. Now, we're back to the previous setup. Everything is set. And we're gonna this time send trains. I've already set everything properly here. And let's watch them. Here we go. Trains will load way faster from the border than vehicles. You can see this one is already full of stuff. This guy too. And he will be soon full also. You see, this guy is unloading both areas at the same time and also the meat storage. And this guy will unload the gravel here. And there we go. So basically that's how you're setting up a cargo station nearby your city. Oh, and also now instead of them loading from the customs warehouse, we can place the loading spot only on one single building, namely the road cargo station. And they're gonna go load and unload stuff wherever it's needed, as we saw here. And the time spent from here to the shop is way less than spending time going from here to the border, which is almost 3 kilometers away, and then back to the city. Also, because this road cargo station has 6 loading spots, not only that it's loading faster than the customs workhouse, but also it has 1 extra spot to load and unload cargo from. And that's the gist of the cargo complex. Please let me know down in the comments if you found this tutorial helpful. I'm interested to see what you've learned new from this video. Moreover, if you have topics in mind, please suggest them as I'm very viewer focused. Also, please do like, subscribe, as this helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to continue doing this hobby. Moreover, maybe YouTube will buy me coffee when I reach 1k subscribers. Until next time, I'm the Honey Badger and I'm out.